Hey, this is Mark from Dine.Digital, and this is The Dish, where we talk to great restaurants throughout the country, and we try to help those restaurants as much as we can with marketing services. But during this time frame, we're helping them by just letting them come on the show and talk about what they're doing and trying to just give a little boost in publicity and visibility. So thanks for joining. Please share, like, subscribe on our channels. And today we have the pleasure of speaking with Michael who is the Grilled Cheese Guy, I should say. And here he is joining us right now. How you doing, Michael?
Good morning, everybody. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm excellent. And for those, I didn't mention it before, I've got the backdrop. We're super professional right now with the dish and everything. So we're stepping up our game. I've been going from home. We're back in the office today. And we're so glad to have Michael, who, if you didn't catch it, sounds like he does a lot with grilled cheese. So why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit more about what that looks like?
Yeah, I've been doing this for about almost 9-10 years now. I won the National Grilled Cheese Contest 9 times down in LA. And that gift and a curse brought this business about. And now we serve over 20 types of grilled cheeses, soup, salads, sandwiches all over the Bay Area as both a pop-up restaurant and catering event.
All right, very good. I forgot to mute my phone. Sorry, people. That's something I don't have to worry about at home. There's no extra calls coming through. So give us a little bit more on how you got into the restaurant industry.
Yeah, when I moved out to California from New Jersey, the food scene was definitely something I was interested in. I was a scientist at the time, and my friend moved out here. She got a chef job at a really good restaurant, and so I was always watching her a little envious. And then we heard about the grilled cheese contest, which I didn't think much of it, and I went and entered, and I won, and that really got my foot in there. You know, winning a contest and having a trophy. I brought that on the streets of Oakland. They have the Oakland Art Murmur, which is like a art series, and at that time, that's when food trucks were just starting. People were just starting to go on the streets. And so I took that trophy and put that out there and started, selling grilled cheese at these art shows. And a couple weeks into that, someone asked me to cater their wedding, and from that, it just never stopped.
Very nice. So, how much of your background in science has influenced the making of the sandwiches?
Surprisingly, a lot. The kitchen and the laboratory are the same thing. They're both like a place where you run experiments. The only difference is in the laboratory, I worked as a scientist. It was HIV in West Nile. I couldn't eat my products. Now I can enjoy them. They can't kill me. Much change there. But, like anything, almost everything in life, according to me, it's a science to it. So I definitely still apply science in my kitchen now. You're going to learn down the road that the brick is a trick. You're about to see it later. My grandma always had a brick. That's pressure. That pressure and high heat can guarantee the perfect grilled cheese. So you get that bread to burn at the good rate, get it nice and brown, and get guaranteed cheese melted inside. I think a lot of people miss that with their grilled cheeses.
All right. Yeah, that sounds like a good tip already. All right. So when your guests are coming either to your pop-up or your restaurant, what can they expect as far as their experience?
I think each one's a little different. Public events, you're going to see me at those. They're crazier. We're really popular. You're probably going to wait a long time, a long line. But at those events, we're kind of more fun. We do more experimental stuff. Grilled peaches, fried pickles, etc., etc. If you come to San Francisco and you go to Grilled Cheese Guy SF, that's just our sandwich shop. So there we're just doing our salad, soups, and sandwiches for lunch, only lunch, 11 to 4. It's kind of in like an up-and-coming area of San Francisco. So, my fans that are in the know, they know where we are. They love it. No lines. It's fast. It's efficient. It's not like when you find me out on the streets. We're much more popular there. And then, of course, the last thing is catering, which is a luxury. If you have me at your house, people love it. I've been to weddings, funerals, birthday parties, kids' parties, art shows. You name it, we've been to it, and that's a lot of fun, too.
Awesome. Very good. So you've already kind of explained a little bit of your uniqueness. What else can you share about that makes you unique from other sandwich places?
Moving out to the Bay Area and the food scene, I realized I was spoiled. I just didn't realize how much the Bay Area, just, food-wise. My kitchen's right by Berkeley Bowl. If you've never heard of Berkeley Bowl, it is like the creme de la creme, the grocery stores. So we're just getting the best produce. I get the best bread here. My family, my grandma's French back on the East Coast. And so when I go home, I have to bring a suitcase full of bread, full. And when I fly back, it's full of bagels because those are two things we don't have on either side. So, having Acme bread here, the legit Pound Levan bread. I don't have one to show you. I wish I did. The good butter, just having such quality ingredients it's easy to make a good grilled cheese. That's, above and beyond what you can do at home. So it's that combination of having the Bay Area's really good products, plus a little bit of my scientific knowledge that's why I'm here.
Oh, great. Now, what's the thing on the menu that your guests definitely have to try? And I believe we're going to actually move this right into showing off your dish, correct?
Correct. So, I've made a lot of grilled cheeses, and like I said, I'm French, and it's legal now for me to say in the state of California. I was getting a little stoned, and I wanted to use a baguette somehow as a sandwich. And I tried really hard, and I realized, I could cut them up, make little chips, and then put like nacho cheese inside it. So it's like a deconstructed nacho with cheese inside. So that's what we started. We call it grilled cheese nachos. And that, anyone that's been with me enough, after they get past the classic and all the basic sandwiches, if they're a fan, I'm like, go for that. People come up to me and just ask if it's on the menu. Is it off the menu? Can I order it? It's unbelievable how popular. And even me personally, at year 9, I don't eat grilled cheese anymore. But if grilled cheese nachos are lying around, I definitely go for it every time.
Nice. Now, did you have those on hand so we could check it out?
I do. So I'm going to show you how it looks. And, oh, look at that great move. So that's like my nacho concoction.
Right.
And we put it on a baguette now we've changed. Since I've told you, we used to cut them like little crostinis. But then I realized the cost effectiveness of that and cutting those was maddening. So now we cut it like a hoagie sideways, fill it inside, smash it, and cut it like triangles. And so you dip in salsa and sour cream. So as I'm talking, I'm going to put it on the grill. I'll show you my brick I'm going to use. Smash it on top of the grill. But I'll cook it while we're talking, and I'll show you how it looks.
All right.
You're going to hear some sizzling.
Yes.
Now, to your fans, I will give you, I do this every time. Of course, it's dangerous when it's video. They're going to be able to stop and replay. But the secret recipe to my nacho concoction is Gouda pepper jack cream cheese, sriracha, slappy mama Cajun seasoning, pickled jalapenos, and you blend that together and serve with salsa sour cream.
Ooh.
So you're going to have to play that probably, but yeah.
Slow it down. Yeah, rewind it a few times because I picked up a couple of things, but yeah.
Excellent. That was my job.
Very cool. All right, so you're cooking this sandwich. Nice. We're going to look at the finished product hopefully before too long. But in the meantime, tell us about, obviously, the Bay Area is a great destination. What else can people experience maybe out of the norm when they come after they have a nice sandwich? Sure.
Now, of course, everyone watching, we realize these are some COVID times. So the things I'm going to mention right now are temporarily closed. But we assume that the world's going to go back to some sort of normal. So when it does, the most beautiful office I work in that you should visit is Off the Grid Presidio Picnic. Off the Grid is a company that rounds up all the food trucks, but the coolest thing they've done is create 2 event locations. One is on the water. It's called Fort Mason. It's Friday nights. It's like an Asian night market. Hip, cool. You can go to that one too. But the most beautiful one is Presidio. It's a park, an old Navy park right there overlooking the Bay Bridge, the ocean, everything. It's every Sunday from 11 to 4. And it is the most beautiful place I'll ever work. There's about 30, 35 food trucks, food stands. There's bars right in the middle. You can sit out and picnic. There's nothing better in the world, and the food is unbelievable. They've curated some of the best restaurants, little food people like me, and I can't emphasize enough. I mean, anyone that's ever visited me, I definitely send them there. It's the place to go.
Great. Sounds very nice.
All right, 30 seconds.
30 seconds, and it's done. All right.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, the Bay Area, it's full of just great food experiences. We're just so spoiled. The food trucks, you can use Off the Grid to find other food trucks and where they are. And then, of course, restaurant-wise, I could go on and on and on.
Yeah, definitely. So while that's finishing up, tell us a little bit of wisdom for someone that wants to jump into the restaurant business. What would you tell them?
That's easy to do. I mean, I think for me, I got pretty lucky, and I feel spoiled because if you know my timeline, and you know the timeline of when food trucks started, it really was right around when I started. And also social media, Facebook, Twitter, these were all new. Jack Dorsey of Twitter and Square, I used to feed him personally. He used to be at my office. He tweeted about my grilled cheese. That day still, statistically, is the biggest spike I have. And I just don't think you can do that. It's much harder now, social media, to get engaged. They've cut off the pipeline. So it's hard to get those fans. And that's really a key way that restaurants and food trucks and small guys like me work. I think it's gotten a lot harder. You should do your research. Of course, I don't want to stop anyone from pursuing their passion. I did it too. But it's gotten a lot harder. I think people should be careful. Make sure that there's not some already grilled cheese guy like me in your area doing this, because after all these changes, it's going to get harder and harder. And now, of course, if we're heading to another recession, it's going to get harder. However, I started right around the last recession. I thought it was a time to make a change. So if you want to, give it a try. You just have to love it. You really do. It's hard work. Food scene's a hard scene. Yeah. Boom.
All right.
This is how we serve them. We cut them up like triangles. The cheese is inside. I didn't bring this out, but we do like our home fresh-made salsa, Mex crema, not sour cream. And we do a little pickled or candied jalapenos we make. We call them cowboy candy. And you just dip them in them like that, and they are trouble.
That looks amazing. And it's about lunchtime here, so if you could go ahead and send those over, that'd be great.
I wish I could.
Right on. All right, so back to the questions. If there's something that you could change in the restaurant industry, what would that look like?
Well, I think the whole pay structure and the way it works is weird and wrong, and I've never done it. I've never had a dishwasher. You're looking at my business's dishwasher. We all wash dishes. I've tried to train my business that everyone's a grilled cheese guy. They can be a cashier. They could grill. They can fill to the line, because then they're not just one person at some flat rate. That means that everyone gets to go out and get tips, or everyone gets to go out and get catered tips, bonuses. It helps bump up their pay, because otherwise it's not fair. It's just that the pay structure, the whole thing's not fair. The back of the house, I don't have that. They're usually not respected enough and not appreciated enough. It's just a screwed up system, and it doesn't work. When people ask me, how can your grilled cheese cost $10, $15, $17 to get it loaded? It's not just the quality ingredients. We're in the Bay Area. It's also that I personally am trying to make it that I pay better than most people in the industry, because I want to. I'm not here to become rich quick. I've lived my life. I'm pretty happy, pretty content. I'm standing in front of you, and my staff mostly stays for like 2 years on average, because they can feel comfortable here, and I'm giving them a little bit better than the average in the industry.
Yeah. I've noticed I've had a lot of similar responses as far as how they would change the pay if they could, and or just get rid of that difference between front of house and back of house. And
Totally.
so it is a reoccurring theme. So it's good to hear. It takes people like you that stand up and say, hey, I want to do something different, and that'll catch on, because people will begin to expect that, right? Like the people that work in the industry is like, well, if I can get it over at the Grilled Cheese Guy, then why wouldn't this other proprietor be doing the same type of thing, right?
Totally. And it's true about all us humans. I think we resist change. We get so used to things. This is how I always was. That's why I'm a little bit different. I don't come from the food scene. I didn't come from a culinary background. I'm spoiled. I have my French grandmother in my house all my life, so yes, I know how to cook. But I didn't come with all these understanding expectations. And the minute I saw them, met them, felt them, experienced them, I tried to be different. And I just figured, I'm either going to go out of business or it's going to work. And here I am 9 years, almost 10 years later, still alive. So, there is a way to do things better.
Yeah, very good. So tell us about the thing that you love the most about being in the restaurant industry.
It's a combination of coming from corporate America. We're not appreciated for how much you do ever. In this scene, whatever I put in, I get back equally or even more. And that's a beautiful thing. In combination with, I'm a left-handed weirdo. I'm creative. I think differently. And I think this food scene lets me do that. I just get to do different things, whether that's dishes or contests, I used to do these underground dinners called Behind the Cart. That I get to express myself and be so creative as a restaurateur is just such a gift. And then being in the Bay Area and being Grilled Cheese Guy, which I consider the low man on the totem pole of food scene. I'll diss myself a little. And then being able to hang out with Michelin star chefs, to cook with someone that works at the French Laundry, to get to go to Outstanding in the Field and be a server with these huge chefs and talk to them and let them be with them. And I can ask anything. It's a blessing. Most people will never get to do that. I go to so many restaurants. I had so many meals. It's an absolute blessing. I wouldn't be able to do it otherwise.
Oh, that's great. So you've been doing stuff in the community. Tell us about Feed the Line.
Yeah, when the pandemic hit, we had to start pivoting. And one beautiful thing that happened, my mom thought of it too. She called me. She's like, you should hook up with the hospitals. Hook up with the hospital. And that's a good idea. And I think 2 days before that, I saw this Feed the Line program, which started here. And basically, they started a website where people can donate money on the website. And then it goes straight to people like me that feed hospitals. They prearranged it for drop-offs. So it's between 20, 50, 80 meals that we were dropping off for the frontline workers throughout the Bay Area. And it built. It just actually got, conglomerated with another nonprofit this week. So they're restructuring. Otherwise, I've been doing about 4 to 5 a week. And it's a win-win. It's a blessing. I love giving back to my community. So if I'm going to feed anyone right now, other than no one, at least it's the frontline people still making enough to have me and one staff member still around. And I absolutely love it.
Very good. We had Samantha Weaver that jumped on to say that the nachos are her favorite, and she's missing those. So a little shout out to her.
She must be a fan.
And then one of our team members also was on our page, and so they brought up this question. Tell about the amazing grilled cheese art on your website. They love it.
Yeah, let me give a shout out. We're about to have a page where we're going to sell this stuff, artwork, because we've gone too long without it. I'm blessed to have an artist friend, tattoo artist, that does all my artwork. And that's been something we've always thought was important. I like art. I like to be a little different. So every grilled cheese is a guy. Well, maybe there's one girl, 2 girls. And so if you look at my website, you're going to see all the guys. He does all the artwork for that. We just started a new line. You're about to see it now. I see it on the camera. So now we just started Which Guys, which is another line. But yeah, I think artwork's important. It's just a fun, different way to show off our food. Because to be honest, in the end, showing you guys smashed grilled cheeses the way I do it, they're all going to look the same once they're grilled. This is a better way to kind of show them off.
Very cool. Thanks for giving us a little bit of update on those pieces of artwork. Very nice. All right, so we're kind of getting close to the end here, but we need to get your pro tip. So tell us about a cooking pro tip that can help our viewing audience.
I have to do it. It's never going to change. Little grandma, when I was growing up, she always had a brick in the kitchen. And she would smash her sandwiches or smash her chickens or some of her meats. That was her thing. And so when the competition came along, I thought of that right away, as competition has time involved. And now once I'm a business and you have 300 people in line, time's certainly involved. So this brick is my tip. You got to get a brick. You tin foil, wrap it in aluminum foil. You can change that out. You can add it on like rings of a tree and then take them off, whatever you want to do there. And then, it's just putting on top to smash it down, and you're cooking at medium-high heat. That's going to give you that guaranteed golden brown outside with a guaranteed melted cheese inside every time. So the brick is the truth. That was our first slogan. The next one was put a brick on it. You see where we're going with this.
Right. No, that's awesome. Thanks for that juicy morsel of wisdom when it comes to cooking awesome sandwiches. So we want to make sure everybody gets a chance to follow Michael and the Grilled Cheese Guy on the internets. So you can find him on Instagram, Grilled Cheese Guy, for the handle, and then the website is also GrilledCheezGuy.com. So let's what we're going to do, first we'll jump on Instagram, and I'll kind of click on a couple of the sandwiches. You can kind of give us your take on it, and I'll be shut up for a little bit, and you can do that. So
alrighty. Boom. That actually is for something we're starting next week. We're feeding the heroes. I let 8 hospital workers win a prize for dinner for 2 at my grilled cheese shop. So that was our appetizer for the dinner we practiced last week that we're doing this week. So we are going to give away, we already did, 8 hospital workers are going to come to my restaurant and do dinner for 2. This is our COVID dining series to try to open back up safely. So those were our bagels my chef did. You cannot order that. So the first time you ever had me, people ask me, what should I get? classic never dies. It's aged white cheddar, sharp yellow cheddar, mozzarella. That's Acme Panel Levain bread. But then I always tell them we have add-ons. We have 7 add-ons: tomato, basil, arugula, pickled red onion, candied jalapeno, avocado, bacon, ham, meat. So still 7. And so when you get all of them, it's called the works. So there's a beautiful picture of the works. We make our own pickles. You see underneath there. My pickles are so popular. Half the people come and just get pickles. I used to jar them. I gave up on that. And then that little thing down there you see is actually Kelly's Jelly. I have to give a shout out to Kelly's Jelly. We have a condiment club on our table at every event that you can take and add condiments to your sandwiches, and no ketchup, no mustard, no boring crap. That's a habanero pepper jelly from Portland. And here's my business, grilled cheese popularity, Kelly's Jelly. We're fighting for popularity every day. Certain events I'll go to, people ask, do you have the jelly? If I don't have it, they just keep walking. They don't care which sandwich. It's that important. So we always have condiments. We have like a barrel-aged sriracha. We got like a bacon jam. The list goes on. It just makes it fun and different. It's another way to be creative. All right. So this craziness is, I'm in the food scene. I'm blessed. There's a man that's in Berkeley that has a restaurant called La Marcha. You should go there if you go to Berkeley. It is the most legit Spanish tapas you can probably get in the Bay Area. And that lovely man paired up with me 2 weeks ago to do a guest chef series where he took his croquetas, which croquetas, thanks to Jose Andres, is the love of my life. I love them. And that was my Frenchy grilled cheese. So the Frenchy is like a deconstructed French onion soup. It's caramelized onion, pecorino, Gruyere, mozzarella. And so what we did is we took his mushroom croquette, fried that guy, put him inside and smashed him. So you had this mushroom burst. Oh my God. I'm still thinking about that sandwich. I can't tell you how much I love croquettes and Jose Andres. He's a beautiful chef. Everyone should know about him. Look him up too. Try that one day.
Okay, I'm super hungry right now, so thanks for that, sir.
My job.
So there's a whole lot of other great sandwiches and things that you guys can check out on Instagram, the website. Please be sure to check these things out for yourself, especially in your Bay Area. If you don't already know, now you know. Continue to support people like Michael and their businesses, not only during this time, but as we move forward. It's always a good idea to support the small business scene. We do have another person that I wanted to jump on and say, bacon jam, delicious. Regina. Thanks for chiming in, Regina. And as we're wrapping up our time, is there anything you'd like to part with as we leave today?
No, I just think all the diners out there, don't think your local restaurants, your local, even food trucks, that's really a niche you got to realize is we're still out there. We're still trying. We're still pivoting. So don't think there's nowhere for us to go. We are figuring out ways. Just this weekend, I'm going to start going to breweries and doing take and bakes. So I'm just got a cooler full of grilled cheeses. You can order them, take them home, and grill them at home. So there are still ways. We're getting creative. So make sure if you still love a food truck in your area that you go out and you look them up and see what they're doing, because you'd be surprised at how we're getting out there. Oh, I like that. I like that quote right there.
Yes, sir. Best sandwich in the Bay. Mr. Craig says so. So it's got to be true. So once again, follow the Grilled Cheese Guy, and please also follow Dine Digital as we continue to reach out to restaurants and have conversations and just learn about them. We're having a good time doing it, and we're very appreciative to you, Michael, for being a part of the dish. And please follow, subscribe, like both of our pages and businesses, and we'll be very appreciative. All right, everybody, thank you for tuning in, and we will catch you on the next time when we have more great conversations with great people and great restaurants.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, fans. I'll see you.